Bonjour and welcome to French 2 with Mr. McCoy. This is lesson 2 dedicated to our immediate future plans. It's also going to cover using aller plus an infinitive. Aller plus l'infinitive. Okay? Now, our learning objective for this lesson is for you at the end of the lesson to be able to describe in French your plans for the near or immediate future. Okay? And to present this lesson, I kind of thought of two categories. We're going to talk about the when and the what. Okay, when we're going to do whatever it is and what we're going to do. So let's talk first about the when. Okay, how to situate our future plans in a temporal sense. Okay, set the time frame. Okay, so first we're going to talk about something, our plans for that day. Okay, the day we are in, aujourd'hui. Okay, we could talk about a certain part of the day. For example, ce matin, cet après-midi, ou ce soir. Okay? Ce matin, cet après-midi, ce soir. Or we could name, point in time. Okay? À 20 heures, à 10 heures, à 15 heures. Or we could kind of put those together. Okay? To be more specific, I could say ce matin à 9 heures, cet après-midi à 15 heures. Ce soir à 23 heures, so forth. Okay, you can use one, the other, or both. Okay, you kind of put them together. Okay, that was for today, aujourd'hui. Okay, now if we're going beyond today, okay, we could use tomorrow, demain, or another day further on in the week. We'd obviously name the day. Vendredi, dimanche, lundi, mardi, okay? And we could, if we want to, again, to have more detail, we could combine that with a part of the day, matin, après-midi, soir, or we could name a specific time, okay? Or we could put all three together, okay? But typically I think we'd at least have we name the day, okay? Presumably, okay? But again, if you want to add more detail to just the day, you can add the part of the day and or the hour. Okay? So you can say demain matin à 9 heures, vendredi soir à 19 heures, dimanche après-midi à 15 heures, for example. Okay? Again, that's setting the stage as far as the time frame. Okay? Designate the time frame, the when. Okay? Now, let's talk about the what. We talked about how we situate our plans in time. To actually state what we're going to do, again, we're going to use aller plus a verb in the infinitive. Okay? So obviously, you have a subject plus aller conjugated to agree with the subject and the infinitive. Okay? So, for example, I want to talk about having dinner at Taco Bell. Okay? Just give you an example of how that would look. Again, we conjugate aller, which hopefully you learned how to do in the last lesson. Okay, conjugate in the present tense and leave the next verb in the infinitive. Okay, it's very important. Future plans, okay, immediate future plans, use the form of aller, conjugate aller, but they leave the second verb in the infinitive. That's why we call it aller plus infinitive. Okay, so for example, you could have je vais dîner à Taco Bell. Tu vas dîner à Taco Bell. Il va dîner à Taco Bell. Ou bien, elle va dîner à Taco Bell. Nous allons dîner à Taco Bell. Vous allez dîner à Taco Bell. Ils vont dîner à Taco Bell. Elles vont dîner à Taco Bell. Okay? That's how it would look. Okay? Each one of the people going to have dinner at Taco Bell. Okay? Again, I didn't put a time frame on there just to show you how the verbs would look. Okay? So, real quick, if we're going to say what we're not going to do, okay? You guys know about using ne pas. Okay? Ne pas. You've already seen that before for negation. You're going to use it, put the ne pas around the conjugated form of aller. Okay? Don't put it around the infinitive. Okay? Put it around the conjugated form of aller. Okay? So for example, if I'm not going to have dinner at Taco Bell, it will be Je ne vais pas dîner à Taco Bell. If you're not going to have dinner at Taco Bell. Tu ne vas pas dîner à Taco Bell. Again, the ne pas goes around the form of aller that you're using, okay? Don't put it in it after, okay? Goes around the conjugated form of aller, okay? So let's kind of put it together, okay? Time frame and what we're going to do. Just an example, okay? I could say, ce soir, à 22h, je vais regarder Law and Order, okay? Bien. Samedi, à 20h, je vais sortir avec mes copains. Nous n'allons pas étudier. Okay? Samedi à 20h, je vais sortir avec mes copains. Nous n'allons pas étudier. Okay? Just a couple examples. Okay? So, to wrap this up, asking others. How do we ask others what they're planning on doing? Okay? Just a couple questions you could use. If you're asking a friend, you could say, qu'est-ce que tu vas faire? Plus the time frame. Okay, you want to know what your friend's doing tomorrow afternoon. Qu'est-ce que tu vas faire demain après-midi? Okay. Now, if you want to ask a group of people, or for example, somebody on formal terms, okay, like your boss, what's your boss going to do Friday night? Qu'est-ce que vous allez faire samedi soir? Okay. What's your boss going to do Sunday morning? Qu'est-ce que vous allez faire dimanche matin? Okay. So again, use vous allez for formal, tu vas for a familiar relationship. Okay. Or another informal way of doing it, rather than saying qu'est-ce que tu vas faire, you could say tu vas faire quoi plus a time frame. Again, you want to ask your classmate what he or she's doing this evening. You could say tu vas faire quoi ce soir? Tu vas faire quoi ce soir? Okay. Or what are you going to do tomorrow morning? Okay. Tu vas faire quoi demain matin? Tu vas faire quoi demain matin? Okay. So again, two ways of asking others what they're going to do at a certain time. Okay. Now, if you get that done and you just want to know a little bit more, there's a couple of things I'll just throw in that might be kind of useful for your conversation, make yourself sound more and more advanced in your pursuit of French. Okay. Again, you can use aller plus an infinitive. Talk about what you're going to do in the immediate future. Now, here are a couple other structures you could use. Now, if you're planning to do something, okay, you're counting on doing something, you could use compter plus infinitive. Compter plus infinitive. Don't pronounce the P. Compter. So, for example, if I want to say, tonight, I'm planning on studying. Okay, that'll be ce soir, je compte étudier. Okay, ce soir, je compte étudier. Okay, you can also use the verb penser, to think. Penser plus infinitive. Okay, that means again I'm planning to do such and such. So for example, tonight I'm planning on playing video games. Okay, I can say ce soir, je pense jouer à des jeux vidéo. Okay, ce soir, je pense jouer à des jeux vidéo. Now another handy expression. Pay attention. You could use penser à to indicate what you're thinking about doing. Okay? So if I were, for example, thinking about studying tonight, you ask me what I'm planning to do tonight, I'm thinking about studying, okay? I could say, ce soir, je pense à étudier. Or, je pense à étudier ce soir. It means I'm thinking about studying. Still up in the air, okay? Or if I'm thinking about playing video games tonight, je pense à jouer à des jeux vidéo ce soir. Je pense à jouer à des jeux vidéo ce soir. Okay? Again, 3 more expressions. Okay? It's kind of icing on the cake, so to speak. You're not required to memorize these. Okay? But it could be fun to use. Okay? Well, merci bien et au revoir.